Hello, hello, world. Stephanie here with today's edition of Soil and Soul. So that's my sound effects as I learn to navigate making videos. If any of you watching are really skilled at video editing and would be open to allowing me to learn from you in some way, shape, or form, I would greatly appreciate that. And for now, you get the raw and authentic, unedited version of Soil and Soul for your educational and viewing pleasure. Thank you for being here today. Don't forget, the earth is sacred and you are too. Bringing a little bit of fresh, fun energy to today's video. I get really excited sharing information about plants and making these videos for you all. Thank you to the people who do watch these. And I really look forward to growing myself personally as well as professionally for what I have to offer all of you in these new and exciting ways. So, what plants are we going to talk about today? Today, we are going to talk about a fungus because we want to have fun and to have fungi among us. And I also wanted to discuss reishi because I discussed a few different Chinese herbs and berries yesterday and forgot to mention the medicinal powers and the long history of medicinal mushrooms in traditional Chinese medicine and traditional Asian medicine. It's also used in Eastern medicine as well. Fungus using medicinal mushrooms, mycelium, has been used for thousands of years, and many of you may have already heard the story about how even medicinal mushrooms were found in a medicine pouch of a caveman, so to speak, the Iceman, I believe it was. And so there's fungus among us, and they make me happy. And so I thought I would share this with you all today as part of the Soil and Soul, because not only do fungi, so excited I have to breathe, bring us medicinal properties, but they also help us to build soil, and not only to build soil, but also to rejuvenate, to reclaim, to regenerate soil. Mushrooms have even been found to help after oil spills, for example. And so I'm feeling really called, and they have, some would say, they speak to you. So I always recommend this book. I absolutely love, adore, and respect Paul Stamets and his wife, Dusty. And so this book, Mycelium Running, How Mushrooms Can Help Save the World. I bought this book at the International Herb Symposium many moons ago and had the pleasure of meeting Paul in 2011. Oh my goodness, I was pregnant with Liam when I met him. I met so many amazing gems, amazing human beings while I was pregnant with my son. And it says, "For Stephanie, to the earth, Paul." So I know that these videos are quirky to some people and that my style doesn't always fit in with the status quo, that I am different. And so I'm going to begin to probably share more of my journey, my education, in hopes that other people find the value in this type of knowledge and this type of interaction with others. Because maybe we can all help a little bit to save the world through being our best, healthiest selves and sharing our life experiences and positive encouragement to others, just sharing of ourselves with the world, sharing the gifts that we are with each other. And then it could be like a holiday every day, right? Speaking of holidays and celebrations, Madonna is going on tour again this year with her celebration tour. I'm excited to announce. And so again, here on Sacred Earth Essentials and with me, Stephanie Lingenfelter, you're going to get a plethora of different disciplines and genres and areas, and we will examine and experience and assess where they interweave, where they come together, where they dissect, so to speak, and how, just like mycelium, the world's natural, Earth's natural internet, has been coating the surface of the planet since the planet, since life began on the planet, mycelium was there. We too can function like a beautiful natural mycelium, providing diversity to the world through our culture, through our music, through art, through language, through plant knowledge, through the ways that we give back and express ourselves to the world. And historically, mushrooms, I never know what I'm going to say sometimes, but the mushrooms, someone could say the mushrooms are speaking, even though I didn't eat any, have historically been a part of the development of culture and our higher consciousness and art and lovemaking and medicine. And so they serve as these natural muses, these natural teachers, and these natural medicines. In fact, one of the names for reishi, manatake, it means 10,000-year-old mushroom. It's also known as Lingzi, and Lingji, if I'm pronouncing those correctly, hopefully. And I really love that it is called that because my last name is Lingenfelter, which is German, from Lingenfeld, Germany, technically speaking. But the first 4 letters spell Ling, and one of my nicknames when I used to play volleyball was also Ling Ling. And so I just really love that word. And later in life, probably not till this year or the past 2, somewhere within the past 2 years, I discovered what Ling means in other languages. For example, in Chinese, and in this particular case, Ling would reference the word divine, spiritual, or sacred. And so another name for the reishi mushroom is the divine mushroom, the spiritual mushroom, or also known as the tree of life mushroom, and the king of mushrooms as well. So whenever we are developing our relationship with the earth through soil, we can look at the plants and how these plants grow and what types of conditions they grow in and how they work synergistically with other plants in their environment, how they collaborate and work together cooperatively. And we can learn from how the plants and how animals even work together, or how they live, and we can learn from this and apply these lessons to our life. And mushrooms also, that expansion that happens when a mushroom begins to unfold, and we can also apply that to our soul development and our consciousness. And there's also this flowering of our consciousness that is akin to the fungus world, maybe sometimes more than a flower. And so we have this garden within us. Some may call it a Garden of Eden, but you can cultivate your inner garden if this is a visualization that works for you. And you find, in this inner sanctuary that you create, that you may want to also draw or paint or write about, and you could maybe ingest some mushroom tea while you participate in this creative process for your soul, the soil of your soul as well as of your body, nourishing it with the tea and then nourishing your soul with the creative activity. And shaman have said for however long we've been quoting shaman for, that when we're feeling depressed, what are we doing that makes us happy? Are we doing the things that make us happy? Are we dancing, singing, playing, making art? Helping others can also bring joy. What are we doing that brings us joy? And for me, plants are one thing that bring me joy. And when I nourish myself with the plants that are naturally made, divinely made, God made, goddess made, then that fills my cup, and I take an active role in that process, as well as then giving back to the planet and to other people. And Reishi, the king of mushrooms, is one of the plants that helps me to do that. And learning about mushrooms, mycelium running through teachers such as Paul, are one of the humans that help fill my cup with that connection and that knowledge. And sometimes we grow up in environments, families, communities, states, countries, time periods where we feel out of place. And one of the cool things about the kaleidoscope of life and how mycelium connects us and energy and vibes connect us is that we may be on the other side of the planet from someone, but if we're vibing, then that magnetic attraction, that pull, can pull us together. And that's how I've come across some of the most beautiful, loving, kind, intelligent, funny, etc., eccentric people in the world. So I'm thankful for that, and thankful for the opportunity to continue to share this knowledge and experience and help other people grow as well. Just like others have helped me to grow, paying it forward. And when others have reached down to lift us up, remembering to be grateful and thankful to them in those times, and to also give back and reach down and help other people up. That we want to reach down and help people up, not kick them when they're down. And so learning to be kind again as an adult, bringing that good old school counselor element into the adult world, as we all learn to love our own inner children, to heal ourselves, to reparent ourselves, and for some of us to remember how to play and the importance of play in healing, and the importance of learning to either play fair as an adult or learning how to vibe with those who do and navigate around the life lessons that may bring us more opportunities for utilizing our growth mindset and our collaborative, compassionate conflict resolution skills, so that we can cultivate peace within and without. And then there's Reishi. All right, so this collected a few years ago. It was growing in a friend's, in a friend's, near a friend's garden here in Vermont. And she said, "Stephanie, do you like Reishi?" And I was like, "Of course." And she said, "Go ahead and harvest some of it." So we took some of this as well as some spores. So you get a great visual here of the shape of Reishi. It's known for its orange, brownish, reddish color. It's usually very shiny when not stored like this. And so you can make tinctures, you can powder it down, you can make tea. One way that I like to use Reishi is to add it into a soup broth. And you can also make ice cubes of the soup broth, of the tea rather. And then you can just add the ice cubes to whatever soup that you're making, so that you have this constant intake of Reishi. And you can also add it to hot cocoa, to chai. I know some people here in Vermont will make like a chaga chai or a chaga hot cocoa and leave it simmering on the wood stove in the winter. As you can see, there's the snow. Welcome to my winter paradise. All right. And so let's see here if we can show you a nice shiny one. So this all came from just a few, maybe probably like 3 or 4 of these. And so again, tinctures, you can powder it down, capsules, put it in soups. I've put it into an elixir before. It's also been known, it's also used in skin products. It has anti-inflammatory properties, as well as stimulating the immune system and liver function. So it's an adaptogenic herb, one that helps the whole system to adapt and respond to stress in a healthy way and heal from stressful experiences, both physically and mentally. And so it being the king of mushrooms, Ling, the sacred, the divine mushroom, the spiritual mushroom, the tree of life mushroom, the 10,000 year mushroom, because it helps to nourish the whole body, which would help you live longer. It's also known for reducing tumor growths. It's known for preventing cancer, as well as helping to treat people that already have cancer and after things like chemo and radiation. And again, as always, I'm not a doctor and I am not diagnosing, treating, or preventing. I'm merely providing education and entertainment to help expand your self-knowledge, your self-empowered health journey. It's also specifically known as an immunostimulant in cases of HIV and again as cancer because of the beta-glucans and how they affect the complex sugars. It's also famous for its effects on brain health and clearing brain fog, for example. With Alzheimer's disease, it's used for diabetes, as it has been shown to lower blood sugar levels, as well as helping with things like cold sores and other immune system challenges. So there are several different species. It's actually a very, very diverse type of mushroom, and it can be found through most regions of the world. It grows on trees, best on hardwoods, so maples, ash, oak, birch, beech, for example, are some of the ones that it grows on. It's also been known to grow on palm trees. You can inoculate logs at home and sawdust piles, and you can grow it at home. It's an excellent medicine, and again, can even be put into soup. So the molecules that are best known in reishi are the triterpenoids, the polysaccharides, and the peptidoglycanides. Yeah, glycans, the peptoglycans. So it helps to increase the activity and the strength of the white blood cells in the body, and is known for helping in the treatment of fatigue, depression, anxiety. I would also add ADHD, as it helps with mental clarity and concentration, and also neurasthenia, so things that affect the nervous system. It will also help with that. It was also, see how fabulous and this is? It's also an amazing natural support for heart health. It helps to lower the bad cholesterol, to decrease the triglycerides, and to increase the HDL, the good ones. I just love holding this. So again, plant medicine, herbalism is also a great natural therapy for people who may also be neurodivergent and really enjoy the qualities of touching things, that kinesthetic therapy, and getting to know the plants. And I wish I could show you. I'll have to use my Ganjier jeweler's lens here and take some pictures of a close-up of what the inside of the, like gills of the reishi mushroom are here. And so keep your eye out in your community for reishi mushroom. Let's see if I can show you some of the bright shiny red on a small piece here. Oh yeah, so this one won't go back in the bag. I'll just make some tea with this later. All right. I think you can hopefully see a little bit of that. Can you see the red there? Like a deep, almost like a blood red. Which also therapeutically is a power color, and brown, this, color of earth and grounding and trust. And so thinking about the soulful aspect, something coming to mind for me of Reishi is not only how we need to take care of our whole body, like we need to take care of the whole earth and carry ourselves both in action and deed with dignity, and honoring the sacred, within life, but also that idea of trust and how the mycelium networks work together, and that there's an inherent natural trust that is occurring there, where they know what to do and they do it properly and accordingly. And the mushrooms, and so they're spreading consciousness on that soulful level, on the mental, emotional level, on the cultural level. And on the physical level, they're helping to heal our body, especially from cancer, fascinatingly enough, and from oil damage, oil spills to the environment. And so to me, it's plants like this. This is going to sound corny, but it's me. So if you've been watching, that you're not going to be surprised, is proof that God loves us, proof that the universe loves us, that we get these beautiful plants and this amazing planet to play on. And God, Great Spirit, in my opinion, for me, is like, can't you all just play nice? Can't y'all just take care of this amazing garden playground gift that I created and gave you? And if it was all just an anomaly, and this planet and all of us are just, statistical freaks of nature floating around in a even freakier universe, we might as well make the best of it, right? And learn how to be love and spread love and to cultivate peace and to help cultivate that within ourselves, and to help these virtues and positive qualities grow within the world. And that's part of not just saving the planet, but saving consciousness and culture and all that is good in this world, and continuing to exemplify and the good, to allow it to exponentialize, to be a part, be the change we wish to see in the world. Thank you, Gandhi. And to learn to connect like mycelium does, and to trust the process, and to trust each other, our network, even when we can't see it all, because there are things that are happening within ourselves and the world around us that are underground, that are unseen. And that does not make them bad. It just makes them different. And so we're all different. And we need this diversity. We need these tens of thousands of different types of mushroom and plants and animals. And we need our differences in musical tastes. And I keep talking about music because I think also mushrooms and mycelium traditionally, historically, have also helped the evolution of music in the cultures that they have been incorporated in many different, ways. And what is music but vibrations? And so when we listen to these vibrations, whether they be louder or on more subtle planes, we can learn to tune in to this network, to the universe around us, and to make the best of it, which sometimes is easier said than done. And that's why there are times, my son's learning how to play Lean on Me on the piano. And so sometimes we do need to look to others for light, or to lean on others for hope. Not, forever, not to be a burden upon them, but because just like the mycelium, we work together and best not separated. They divide and conquer. So we must work together so that we are not conquerable, so that our spirits are strong, and so that we can love this life, even when, especially when we may not understand it or have all the answers, to at least enjoy and make the best of where we are at and what we have, count it all joy. And then to spread that joy into the world, like waves and the butterfly effect. Might as well spread positive waves, might as well spread peace and not poison. It's also a good omen. As I mentioned before, helping, been in Vermont for a long time, helping with blood sugar control. There are potential stomach side effects. People have reported it upsetting their stomach. A lot of different types of mushrooms will do that, and probiotics, because a lot of us the probiotics in our gut health is out of balance. And these types of medicinals, these types of plants and fungi will readjust an out of balance gut health system. And so it's also traditionally associated with royalty in China, health, recuperation, longevity, sexual prowess, wisdom, and happiness, and has been found on many different tapestries associated with renowned sages in Asian culture. It was first, according to the information that I found, recorded to be used by the first emperor of China, Shi Huang, in the Qing dynasty, and it was found growing on timbers inside of the inner palace of Kanchuan, and so therefore was considered to be a good omen for the palace there. And with all these amazing health benefits that it has, it's like even smiling, right? With all these amazing health benefits that it gives us, of course it's going to be considered to be sacred and to be revered and appreciated, just as we should revere and appreciate the people and the plants, and what, if you believe in Great Spirit, and or just even the physical plane, what the earth gives to us, and how much abundance there is when we appreciate it and utilize it and care for it and share it properly, right? The earth doesn't ask much of us in return. So I hope that you have the opportunity to experience Reishi. One of the other cool things that I read about it is that it has the reputation of even helping to bring dead people to life by dropping a tincture on their chest. That is a part of the myth and the story. I'm not suggesting that you try that. Again, the king of mushrooms, Reishi, Ling Chi, or also, I forgot to mention, in Latin, Ganoderma lucidum, or sometimes Ganoderma lingsi. And again, also, if you read the section on it here in Mycelium Running, there's an immense amount of genetic diversity amongst it. And again, this conversation of terroir and land, and so the genetic diversity changes based on the region. And as the mushroom adapts to the different region, it takes on, different specific qualities and characteristics, just like people do. So healing happens, folks. That's my message for today. Healing happens, and that when we develop these relationships and open our hearts and our minds to what is already here, thousands of years of utilizing plant medicine, thousands of years these types of plants have proven to help heal people on a physical and spiritual level. And so when we're living in a world where we're losing soil at a rapid rate, where people are dying not only of starvation and cancer, but of suicide, because people are so depressed that leaving this planet seems like a better option than staying here and fighting, figuring it out, and learning to love and be loved, really, or to at least learn how to be at peace with one's life. And I think that if we're all connected and we all are in this vibrational network of the world, that as we individually improve our vibration, it really does help lift the collective. And that even sometimes in those moments where it feels hardest to shine our light and hardest to share our story for whatever reason, are sometimes the most important time to share and connect, when we feel like it the least. And I know that I can be like a mushroom at times. I might come up to the surface and fruit and share my fruiting body, and then, the spores shed and then back down into the darkness again. And so remembering that life is worth living, and that even when we don't understand it, for whatever reason, we're here and we have all these beautiful different plants and musical notes and hobbies and interests and people to play with, and that when we give out, it always comes back at least tenfold, good, bad, or ugly. And so let's use this life as an opportunity to be like the tree of life mushroom, and to be like this spiritual mushroom that wants us to live long, be healthy, and prosper. So again, wishing you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Don't forget, the earth is sacred and you are too. Go in peace. Be a blessing. Bye now.